So today I want to talk about how I ended up in a condo in Florida, and the dream was come true. But the thing is, the dream became a nightmare because the association and also the neighbors. So it was my dream to own my own place after living for so long in a big city like New York City, with the hustle and bustle and the crowds and the traffic, and sharing with so many roommates and living with different landlords and different places and different neighborhoods. So all I wanted is to move to a place where I can have my own apartment. And New York City was impossible because, as you know, that's the most expensive city, one of the expensive city in the states. So that wasn't gonna happen for me at all. So what happened is, after 2008 crash, and all the houses went half price. So, and then I had met a friend that had a house here, and I came down with him. First, I was looking for something, broken down, anything that just has a roof and four walls so I can move in and have my own place. That's all I cared about. But then it was about 2012 towards the end. So things were like, I was kind of late. So in the end, I found a condo that was, people were living in it, but it was in horrible shape. The people were smokers. On top of that, the husband was a smoker, and they looked like they never opened the window. And the place was needed, the carpet got replaced and needed painting, and everything smelled like smoke. But all I wanted was one bedroom, one bath for my place, that I didn't have to share with roommates, because I was so fed up with sharing with people, because they never clean, or they slobs, or they always home. I used to work, so that wasn't a good match. So you never find a good match roommate. And it wasn't just one roommate I had to share with. It was like, the landlord had 3-4 rooms in the house, so they used to divide it. They even made one bedroom into separate 2 rooms. They put a sheetrock in the middle. I mean, you can hear them talking. It's like, so anyhow, so that's the environment I live in New York City, because I couldn't afford an apartment for myself. It was a lot. So anyhow, so I ended up in Florida, and I got me a one bedroom, one bath. And after my friend helped me, take out the carpet, and I learned a little bit how to paint, and so he did the painting, and so it looked somewhat decent to live in. So it was okay. But I didn't have a car, so I had a bicycle, and they had this sign that says no bicycles, no motor scooters, no motorbikes, no rollerblading, no nothing. You can do nothing except live there and pay them the bills. So that wasn't good. I think that was the only association that didn't allow bicycles, because everybody else had a bike rack and they allowed bicycles. But yeah, so I had a bicycle, and I used to be on second floor. So what happened, I used to park it downstairs, and they made a huge production on that. They said, no, you can't park it downstairs. If somebody get injured, they are a liability, and their association gets sued. And they made so much thing. And then the neighbor downstairs, she said, you can park it underneath the stairs. But then I had to go get permission. So it took months and months. They had to like debate that, like it's somebody's gonna get elected or something. So I had to vote. So if I park my bicycle underneath the stairs next to this old lady's apartment, and they told me you have to chain it. And then one of the board member, it was so funny. I should have taken a picture. He put the one of those, when you tow a car, they put a paper on it. It says, we're gonna tow your bicycle. And I showed that to my ex-boyfriend at that time. He started laughing, like, they're gonna tow your bicycle. I was like laughing, and I'm like in a miserable situation here. They're like thinking, oh, somebody from up north. They think I'm somebody from up north. Maybe they're gonna take advantage of or something. I wasn't nothing like that. I was like somebody who got the opportunity to get something here, and I got lucky because all that mess that was happening at that time. And I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe they're gonna take advantage of me or something. So they made it a whole long production, and I had to go get legal aid. At that time, they were helping people for housing, but now they don't even do that. So, and I had to go to a board meeting, and the president of the board and bombarding me with the letters, all this just to have a bicycle, to get permission to have a bicycle. I know I didn't have, I could have just moved out. I mean, how can you gotta sell the place to move out? But I just bought the place. I don't want to sell. So what happens is I had to go get legal aid to protect me, to protect my rights, and get letters from a doctor that says this is my transportation to go to the store, because I put a basket in the back of this bicycle so I can go get some groceries. So I don't have to. They didn't have Uber back then, 2013. So we had to take a taxi. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. My friend could drive me, but it's not. I mean, he's not my taxi cab every 2 minutes. So yeah, in the end, I had to fight with them. So my dream became like it's a nightmare now. I gotta, have a like a war zone battlefield between me and the association and those board people. And those board people, you know who they are? Your next door neighbor, Karen and Jim. I don't know. So I don't know why they thought I was easy target, probably because I was alone. I'm a lady, and I'm probably soft-spoken, but I wasn't soft-spoken after that. I was like yelling at them. So that's how it went down. It was like over this bicycle. So the legal aid came. It was an appointment. They started talking that this lady, she needs it as it's a necessity. I'm not cruising on the bicycle. So in the end, after all that debate, they let me use the bicycle and park it there underneath the stairs. But they told me you can't use it in the parking lot. You have to walk to the entrance, which wasn't that far, but at least there was something. And I had to sign a waiver that if something happens, they're not liable if I get injured or I've injured a child or something. But yeah, it's like they made it into something so complicated, so stressful. So after that, I wanted to move from there. I stayed there a year and a few months, and then I sold that place. I did a contingent on selling this place. There was a 2-bedroom on the first floor that was foreclosed. So it was a little more, but I went to get that one. So I put that on the market, and after my friend fixed it, it was worth a little more, but not a lot. But so I went and sold that place. I moved to the next one, and on my next video I can tell you what happened with that one. At first it was okay. The rules were more flexible. They did allow even motorcycles, motorbikes, and bicycles. So that's why I thought, that's it, now I'm in paradise. But that was lasted a few years. At least it was a few years. It was a few months. So after that, things started going downhill from that quickly. On my next video, next chapter, I will tell you all about that place, the 2-bedroom 2-bath that I moved in on the first floor. Well, if you like my stories and you want more of drama, action of my life in Florida about 13 years ago that I moved here, I can tell you. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment. I can answer you anything you like to know. Well, this is what I have for you today. Please put a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.